That's all working. Welcome to the beginning part of the video where I just check to see if everything's working okay. Let's just try the chat as well. Okay. So, looks like, yeah, the chat is working. And hopefully we'll get some people for later on. Okay, so hi, I'm Chris, and this is my game Realm of the Empress. It's a single player fantasy adventure board game where you explore a large open area, in this case Port Ovis. You do quests and learn and upgrade a variety of skills, as well as buy different types of weapons and armor and upgrade those to progress your character. There's also a main story that takes place in your dreams, and that acts as hopefully a kind of thread or hook to keep you wanting to play more and to find out what happens. I'll just do a quick I was going to do a quick recap, but I'll just say this video series is going to be doing a full playthrough of this game, and each video should be about an hour long. The last playthrough I did was about 60 hours, so this series should be about 60 odd videos long. I'm going to be streaming Monday to Thursday at 7 PM UK time every week for the next few months. Because it'll take quite a while, I think, to get through everything. I'll just do a quick recap now, then after doing that. So at the beginning of the game, you pick one of 7 different species to play as. Each one has a combat bonus and a skill bonus and a different starting life amount. So we chose the Fallen Fae. You start with a lower life at 5 and you can't hold a greatsword, but you have a good combat bonus where you can change any attack into an initiative. These are special kind of attacks that can only be countered by another initiative, and it can give you an extra hit before combat starts. The skill bonus is that we start with sneaking at level 1 instead of having to do a quest to kind of unlock it first. Okay, so at the end of the last stream we have 5 quests that we're working on at the same time here. So I've got this quest tracker, so we can always read back and check everything as we're going. If we have a long period of time in between games, we can just read it and catch ourselves up. Also in here I've put our map card that we were on last as well, so it's an easy way to store the game so you know where you are. So we've got a used node icon for the mining. We were doing mining yesterday, and I did a bit of logging as well. I'll just show what that looks like so you can see the icon. Yeah, we did a bit of mining and logging from an axe and pickaxe that we got from a quest, 2 quests, but they were only good for 8 nodes, and we've now used those up. So what we have to do is buy our own pickaxe or axe now. This is our 12-sided die. We've done 4 steps. That's our character marker. So every time you go to 12 and go back to 1, you measure 1/2 hour on your tracker. So I'll just show you what our tracker looks like as well. So here's the tracker. In the top left we've got the time, so we've got the day and night. We've currently got 1.5 hours left, so it's on 3 half hours. We've got a morality, so you start with 5 morality, and if you do things like stealing or pickpocketing characters, you can lose morality even if you're not successful, and you get sort of worse and worse consequences the less morality you have. We've got a variety of skills. On the right I'm using the green pins to sort of mark that. You always start at level 1. We've got mining and logging is what you start with. There's also hunting and cooking. Our species gives us sneaking and pickpocketing. Those are the other 2 marked at 1, but we haven't learnt lockpicking, intimidation and traversal. We have unlocked an inn through a quest, and we have to pay that at the end of the week, but we're only on the first day, so that's okay. We can pay that later on, but we do have to pay at the end of the week for that, and if we want to keep the inn, then we have to pay again at the beginning, so we'd have to pay twice the amount on the last day of the week, on the 7th day. And then at the bottom we've got our armor. There are 3 different types of armor: cotton, leather and plate. I did have it originally as you only need 3 types of the same 3 types of equipment equipped to get a set bonus, but now I've changed it so you need all 5. So armor can be for your head, your body, your hands, legs and feet. So I've changed it now so you need to be completely covered in leather, plate or cotton to have the set bonus. Cotton, you get an extra pouch space, which is for combat. You can only access things in your pouch during combat, and it's usually going to be things like food which heals you, but you can have poisons as well. That's where the leather comes in. If you use poison with a leather setup, you can have extra poison duration, and with plate armor you get a bleed effect, which is a bit of an extra hit for some of the attacks you do. So that is our tracker. We've also got a tracker for our gold and our health. So at the moment we're only down to 4 health. I've been using these coins as our gold. So there's a sort of Chinese fortune coins you can get off the internet. It's quite good to have physical coins. It makes the experience a bit more interesting. We've got a little coin purse. We've only got 10 in there, so it's a bit light. We bought some armor a couple of streams ago. And we've also got a play mat, well, a player board even. In the top left we've got our equipment. We're equipped with boar leather at the moment. We've got a coif, which is a hat, gloves and boots, and we've got a bronze short sword we got from a quest, and you get a satchel at the beginning of the game. I've got some berries in my pouch at the moment, and I've got a pickaxe and axe, but these have now broken, so I do have to get rid of these. So the only way of getting these back again is to buy some new ones. Those are just sort of test ones to sort of give you an idea of how it works, and now we've used them 8 times each. They are broken, and then we don't have those anymore, so I'll put those back. Inventory is used with these chits. Most of them are 1/2 inch square, but some of them, like the pickaxe and axe, are 2, and there's even a greatsword is 3 squares high and 1 wide, and the bronze short sword is only 1/2 a square wide but 2 long. So they come in different shapes and sizes a little bit, so there's a bit of a Tetris game of managing your inventory. We've got our quest items. We've got a beeswax order in it at the moment. We've got a dream deck space here. We'll get to that in today's video. And then because we are renting out the inn at the moment, we've got access to this inventory, which gives us twice the amount of space, and we can stack up to 5 of the same object in it. So we could stack all this cassiterite we mined for. So we've got 4 of those. So you could stack up to 5. And that only uses up 1 space, so you can store loads in there. We've got a skiff storage, which we haven't unlocked that. There is a weather system. It's either going to be okay or raining, and the rain will affect the things you can do in the game. And then in the bottom right we've got extra space for Merwin's map. So this is the only map of Port Ovis, and we get it from a quest. So I've made a little extra space just for that, because you refer back to that quite often. Right, so that is sort of a quick recap of what we've done. I'm just going to put the axe and pickaxe away. At the moment, we've only got an hour and a half left of the day before it gets to night. So I wanted there to be a day and night sort of cycle, but change really, but not have to worry about it too much. So it's not great to be out at night, but you probably aren't going to be killed like straight away, because you can always flee combat, but the creatures will always get 1 attack at the beginning, so it depends what you're up against really. So at the very beginning, like we'd just come out to the end of the first day, we've only got a little bit of armor on us, and we got into a fight the last stream with 2 bears, or the same bear twice. Maybe it came back to try to finish us off, but we managed to run away, and we lost quite a lot of health. We did have a sandwich and a couple of rolls, which helped us get some health back, but now we use those. We've only got berries. They're only going to give us 1 extra health, and we're only at 4 at the moment, so we want to sort of get that better up. So we're going to go back to the inn and sleep, and hopefully do a dream, and you can see what that looks like. And then we'll start a new day after sleeping for 5 hours. All the nodes you've used in the map get reset. So we got access to sort of apples again that will restore 1 health each, but can also be used to make pies. And then our mining and logging nodes will come back as well, although we don't have a pickaxe or axe. So what we really need is some gold to buy, probably a pickaxe, well maybe both, it depends how much money we get. We've got some iron ore, cassiterite, copper ore, and even sort of worms and logs that we can sell. So we're gonna sleep and then go and back to the smithy and the wood shop, I think. So we'll start with our map sort of over here, because we're going to be going southwest. So we'll see how far we go. I'm just going to put it over there. We've done 4 steps. And we want to go south. We will need card 88. I've got my map deck right here. There are over 300 cards separated into groups of 50. So it should be quite easy to find the ones you need when you're exploring. So 88, we'll start there. We're going south. You can only move orthogonally, so north, south, east and west. And the top left corner of the card, the map card, will show you which card it is, so you only ever need to look in the top left corner when searching. So 88 is quite an interesting one, I'll show you. So this one, we're coming from the north, so you can see there are woods beneath us. If we were going into the woods, you would have to roll a die, an 8-sided die, to see if you get attacked by any animals. But there is a bit of space, a bit of grass at the north, so we are just going through that space. So you do have to kind of imagine yourself and where you are on the map a little bit. So we're not going through the woods, we won't need to do that roll. And then we're going to go west, so we need card 87. So again, it should all be in this deck. So 87, and what I'll do is I'll move the die after moving for a bit. 86, so we don't want to go in the woods, we're trying to go back to the inn, we're using our little map. And I also kind of remember as well. Let's do one more of those, 84, and then we'll go south. So before I do that, I'll just move us, so we 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps in total there. And we want 97, which is still on here. Yeah, perfect. Down a bit, and we want to go 98, 99. I think we want 142 next. So just get that ready. We'll move ourselves, so 9, 10, 11, 12 steps. So we want 142. Let's go south. And then west, 141. Now we have already used up this node. These are foraging nodes here. We did that in the last video, so we remember that. And I'm going to go up actually, I think from there. So we're going to 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've now progressed an extra half hour. So we've only got 1 hour left, but we should be fine to get back to the inn. Let's go north, 102. Okay, and then we want to go west again. So we go, can we go up there? We can go up there, yeah. 5, 6. Where's the 6? There it is. 7. Going up around here. So you can't walk through bushes, you can't swim, and you can't go up and down cliff faces. 6. So we're still okay going along the top here, and there's the inn. Right, just put that to the side. 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've done 10 steps. So we've still got half an hour left, even after our little journey there. And that's okay, we're at the inn now. So now that we're at the inn, what you would normally do when you land on a building on the map card is you find it in the corresponding building's deck. So I've obviously gone through this a little bit in the previous videos, but I'll do it again here just to show you. So we're looking for 107, and there can be more than one card, like in this case, for that building. So we flip them over, and that will tell us who is inside the building, and it also gives us some information for stealing and sneaking in too. So you would steal by using the grid, which I did a couple of videos ago. If you want to see an example of that, we can do that later. So inside we can see we've got Ina and Merwin on the ground floor, and we've got Ivan on the first floor. Okay, so once you know who is inside the building, you then go to the characters deck and find those people in the characters deck and see if they've got any quests. So for example, we know that Ina is in there. We would find her card, and then you'd see what part of quest she's a part of. So it says a name at the top, and then we've got L1 and H3. We've done L1 already. She's got an intimidation level, a sneak level, and all the characters have some gold on them as well. So if you pass the sneak level, you can pickpocket them and get some gold. So we could try a bit of that. We are a sneaky character, but we will lose morality. We're okay for losing 1 morality. If we go down to 4, nothing happens, but as soon as we go down to 3, we can't access any shops anymore. So that's really not what we want to do. So let's put Ina back. So all we're going to do now is go to sleep. So when you sleep, if you're sleeping in a bed or have a bedroll, if you're wild sleeping, you can sleep out in the wild too, but it's not as safe. If you have a bed or bedroll you're sleeping on, you can have a chance to dream. So what you do is you roll a die to dream. It's a 6-sided die. So we'll roll that and see if we have that. So a 1 and 2 is a sleep as normal, and a 3 to 6 is a dream. And it's a 5. Not sure if you can see that. You have to believe me. It's a 5, and so that's good. So we have a dream. So the dreams are all kept in a dream deck, and these do have to be kept in order. A lot of the other cards, it's good to keep them in order, like the building ones, so you know how far through the deck to go. But most of the other decks don't need to be kept in order. But the dream one is different because you have to do each one at a time. So we just start with dream 1. So I will read that out. I did have this at the beginning of the game, at the very beginning, the first thing you do, and through some playtesting I had some feedback that said they forgot all about it after they started exploring the map. So I thought I'll just skip that bit then and have it later at the end of the first day, so you can kind of explore and have a bit of fun at the beginning, and then hopefully this bit of writing gives you a bit of a hook to play more. So I'll just read this out. So it says, you can hear the sounds of people as you walk, but around you is only a murky grey fog. The sounds grow and dim, but you cannot tell where they are coming from. Some wisps form that look like shapes of people moving as shadows. Past them is an old woman, small in stature, but the only thing that seems whole in this place, complete. She walks slowly, as if in deep thought, allowing the wisps to move around and sometimes pass through her. Then she stops and turns to look directly at you, with a gaze that pierces into your eyes. Inanus, she says, can you see? A storm seems to push into you and washes you away. You awake confused. So the word Inanus or Inanus, I'm not entirely sure, it's a Latin word. It means empty. So maybe you don't know that, maybe you look that up later. That's her little word for you. So the idea is you're in a strange place, but this woman sees you and asks you, can you see? So it's supposed to be a bit of a hook, a story hook, to get you involved and to get you maybe wanting to know what happens next. So we've got a space on our play map for that, so we just keep dream 1 in there. So that's nice and simple. So it's always there, you can always refer back to it if you have a big gap in between sessions. Okay, so we've now slept. The second thing we want to do is roll for the weather, which is also a 6-sided die. So I might just need to double check in my rulebook how the weather works. So 1 to 4 it's okay, and 5 to 6 is a rain. So we want 1 to 4 ideally. Animals do not come out in the rain, although that might be good for us at the beginning. That means we can go into the woods and do some logging without any risk of being attacked by anything. So 1 to 4 is it's okay. 3, okay. The weather is okay. So that means it's not raining, that's fine. There are other things like certain types of creatures you can get that only come out in the rain as well. So we're going to start a new day. So what we're going to do is we didn't do any exploring at night. There is a reverse side of these map cards which I'll show you that is night. So you can explore at night. You roll 1d8 for every move you make, and you can encounter night crawlers, night stalkers, which they're not quite zombies, but they're not humans. They're kind of strange creatures that hopefully you'll sort of get to know about them a bit more later on. And you can get into bandit attacks as well. So you can always flee, but they will always do one attack or have the opportunity to do one attack. So at the moment we don't have a lot of health, so we're going to avoid that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go southwest to go down to the smithy. I'll just show you where we are on the map. Maybe you can see that. So we're at the end, which is kind of in the center of the map, and we want to go west. So we need a bit of space. So I'm going to put these cards away. So if you're going east to west or west to east, they're always going to be sequential, so it's quite quick to pack them up. If you've got more space on a table, then obviously you can just keep them out. But if you don't, then it's you'll have to pack them up. So there is a little bit of a flaw with the game in terms of space, but I think it doesn't take very long to do this, so it's not a big problem, and it is just a one-player game. So you are not in competition, you're not in a great rush. It's a kind of lazy afternoon, Sunday, rainy day kind of game. So we've got them all packed up. We're just going to put them into these decks, and then we'll carry on from there. So we've got 100 to 150. So we'll take this set here. Okay, and then we've got 139. Is that just one card? Yeah, big one. 42. Okay, so we take those, and then we've got 50 to 100. So we've got 97 to 99. We've got 84 to 88. And then the last one there was where we were when we started. That is just number 33. Let's put back. There we go. So I don't think it takes too long, but that's just the kind of game it is. It means that you can explore the map without really knowing where to go, and you don't know where to go, and that sense of adventure is very alive, I think. So we start off at the beginning, so we're going to reset our time of day. So we're back all the way at the beginning again. We've got 16 hours in a day, 32 half hours. Now there is a sleep mechanic, so you can sleep for different hours during the day, and that will replenish different amounts of health. So I'll read those out. They're in the rule book again. Actually, just go to the sleep section. So if you sleep, you can sleep for a maximum of 8 hours, and that will give you 10 extra health or life in this game. And then your defense from your armor gives you extra health on top of that. So sleeping is quite important. So if you sleep for 7 hours, you get 8 health. 6 hours, you get 6 health. 5 hours, 4 health. 4 hours, 2 health. 3 hours. If you only sleep for 3 hours, you don't get any extra health. It's just 0. It's just, you get enough, but you don't get anything extra. And then if you start sleeping for less than that, you start losing health. So if you sleep for only 2 hours, you get -2 health. And I think the lowest species you have, those health for the species is a gnome, and you only have 4 health with that. So if you only get 2 health, 2 hours of sleep, you've only got 2 health the next day. But you still do have the defense score from your armor on top of it. If you sleep for 1 hour, it's -4 health, and then for 0 hours is -6. So yeah, with a gnome, you can only sleep, even if you sleep for 0 hours or 1 hour, it's going to be the same. You're going to have no health at all, just the defense from your armor. Healing doesn't restore your sleep bonus, so I will have an extra 10 health here, but that is not my max. So my max is 5 from my species plus 9 from my 3 bits of armor. So I've got 14 is actually what I could heal up to, even though I will have 24 at the beginning. So if you want to do things dangerously, or get in some encounters, you want to do it when you still have that sleep bonus. And then there's some additional rules. If you only get 2 hours sleep for 2 days in a row, you fall unconscious, and you have to sort of pay 10 gold to the innkeeper Merwin. She sort of brought you back and helped you get back into the inn, and then there are instructions for what happens to your stuff. It gets left out on the map where you are, and some of it could be stolen, and you don't know how much you've got left. Right, so let's just make our changes. So we've got 14 health as our base at the moment, but we've got an extra 10, so that means we've got 24. So I'm just going to make us have 24 health on our tracker. So we can only heal up to 14 though. We'll also start at 12. That means our first step is number 1 when we move from the inn. Now on the inn, there are some apple trees, so we can get some apples, which I think could be a good idea. I'll just grab them from my chits here. I understand it's not the best system in the world, but it does have everything in there. Where are the apples? Not in there actually. They must be in a different area. Let's see if they're in the foraging. Well, so much for my system. It's always the apples. I always forget where the apples go. Anyway, let's not worry too much about that. They only give you 1 health back. I'll have to find the apples later. That's fine. Right. Let's move on from that. Let's okay, we're going west. We're going to go to the wood shop and the smithy. We've got more stuff for the smithy, so we're going to go there first. We're looking at Merwin's map, so we know we're going to go west and then south up. Before we leave, you can grab stuff from your inventory on your player mat. I'm going to sell the kindling. We got 3 kindling, so I'm going to put that into my satchel. We can sell the kindling at the wood shop, and we've got 4 more cassiterite. We're basically just going to sell everything with the hopes that we get a bit of gold to be able to buy a pickaxe and an axe. So that's our satchel is quite stocked up there. We're not planning on doing much more, so we should be okay. Okay, so let's see where we need to go. We need card 108. That over a little bit, and then 133, then 132. What I might do is go into the tavern, the pub, and see if there are any quests we can pick up there. I think that would be good. I'm going to leave those out. we're going to move, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 steps, our first 4 steps on day 2. I need to change the day of the week is now day 2 as well. Let's do that. Okay, so we're trying to get 100 gold by the end of the week to pay for the inn. If we can, that would be good. So 4 steps, yeah. So we're on building 131. Where are we? There it is. We've got 1, 2 cards for that. Aha. So this one's quite interesting because the 2 cards come together to make one big space. So this is the Old Lamb, which is the pub. So we've got quite a few people in here. On the left side we've got Lily and John. On the right side at the top we've got Isabel, Alan and Nud there. That's a Welsh name. I think it's pronounced more like Nude, but that's fine. We can call him Nud as well. So the letters, the other letters around the building stand for things you can steal from. So we've got the C there is cabinet, the X is for box, I think that's it actually here. The S is for safe, and there we go. So let's have a look if these people have any quests for us. So we've got quite a few people. Let's start with Isabel and Alan. So we go to the characters deck. There's Isabel. We should probably just get them all really. Who else? Lily and John. There's Nud. Nuth. There's Alan. Who else? Lily. There's Lily. So we got John just to get. There's John. Right, so we've got quite a few people here we can interact with. Let's start with Alan and Isabel. So here they are. So Isabella's quest V1, V7, H2, H11 and Q10. So we can start V1. Alan's got H1, H5, H10, Q7, Q8, Q15. They both got the intimidation and sneaking gold. And then the coloured in box on the right is for the persuasion skill. You match up the coloured in boxes to see if you get half price on some items. So they've got some items here. I've just added for these meals, the food they've got. We've got tasty meal and hearty meal on the left. I've just added how much health they restore, so you know that from the shop icon really. So you know that beforehand. And then on the right we've got all pies require you to provide the ingredients and wait a day, as well as pay the money. So Alan's got a bottle of mead, which you lose health if you drink that. You can get drunk in this game. Berry and mushroom pies. So the mushroom pie gives you a bit more health, 15, and the berry gives you 10. And you have to pay some money. So if you wanted to do the persuasion skill, the amount of boxes that you match determines if you get ingredients or items from the lower cost things, the middle cost or the high cost. So the more matches you do, the better it is. So anyway, we're not going to be buying anything. We can start a quest from those two. Let's have a look who else we've got. Let's have a look at Nude, John and Lily. So these guys also have quests. So Lily's got Q1, Q2, Q4, Q5 and Q20. Nud or Nuth has got I2, I3, A5, A7. So I2, so he doesn't actually start any. And then John has got T1 and Q11. So John's got T1. So Nud can't help us. Nuth can go back. So we've got 4 quests. Do we want to take on 4 more quests, or should we just take on maybe 1? I'm thinking what we'll do is, John's got a shop. Oh, he teaches the traversal skill, which costs 100 gold, so we won't be getting that anytime soon. Let's just go with, should we take on any more quests? We've got a few we need to be working on. Let's not let's just maybe take on one. Let's take on Alan's H1 because it's well, maybe just take on one. It's at the top of our pile here as well, H. So we've got quite a big quest deck here. It goes from A to Z, and then numbered 1 to whatever. So we've got H is a long quest. I don't know if we want to take on a long quest, you know. So this quest is 15 cards. We've got a couple of long quests already. Right, let's not bother with that one. What was Isabel's one? V1. Maybe let's have a look at the V. How many V's were? Oh my god, there are a lot of V's as well. Right, okay. Let's not take on a big quest. Yeah, maybe. What else? What about T1? Let's have a look at T quickly. There's a T. Do we have lots and lots of cards for T? Yeah, we do have a lot of cards for T. Well, not as many. We've got 9. So we could try that one. Let's try that. We'll take one. The other ones are sort of 15 long. We've already got a couple that are that long, so I just wanted to take this one. Let's do John's quest. Let's have a look at what he has to say. Right. So John says, have you not heard? A shipment of mead's being missing. Stolen right under Olwyn's nose. Alan's offering a tidy sum for it. You're welcome to try yourself, but a few of us have already given it a go and not found anything. Okay, so that's T1. So, who has T2? So what did you say? He said Olwyn's nose. And Alan. So Alan doesn't have any T. I can see that from here. So maybe Olwyn will be helpful for that one. Right, so what we'll do is we'll put this quest in our tracker. And we'll come back to that. There we go. Okay. Right, let's put the old lamb back. We've taken a quest. Olwyn. Do you remember where Olwyn was? I think he was down at the... Yeah, it was one of the first guys we saw. Anyway, let's move on. We're trying to sell our stuff. Let's not get too sidetracked. Although that is kind of what I like about this game, is that you can get sidetracked and just sort of see what's going on. We're following this path along. I think we can take 128, and then we want to go south to 172. So I'll put these cards back. We'll move, so that's 5, 6, 7. And then south 172, yeah. So we find it looking in the top left corner, down, following this path. Then we want 73, 4, 5. Okay. Put that back up. So I'll just show you again what the map card looks like with a building on it. So this is the smithy. In the top left corner it says 175, and then we've got the cards you need to take for going north, south, east and west. Right, so we know that's a smithy. Again, if you have forgotten or it's been a while, all you have to do is go to the buildings deck and look for the right card and then get the characters. Let's move my marker. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 steps. And we know that Gallard and Owen are here. So let's just get them out. There's Gallard and there's Owen next to them. So they don't have quests. I don't think we can really do. We've already taken on a bit of quests, although Owen does have H, and that was starting with someone else. We did D1 and E1 with him. We got quest E out actually, so we can carry on with a bit of that. But what we really want to do is sell some things to him. So usually the selling cost is half of the buying cost for everything here. We can, yeah, I don't think we want to. You can convert cassiterite into tin, which can then be converted into bronze ingots, but we aren't going for a plate build, so we don't really need to do too much of that, but you can get a bit of money from selling that. So if we go to our satchel, we are going to take all the things we can sell here. So you can only sell items to the appropriate character. So the smithy we could only sell sort of the things we got from mining, and then the things we got from logging will go up to the wood shop to do that. So we've got cassiterite, copper ore, another cassiterite, and an iron ore. I don't think there's nothing else we can sell. So in the rule book at the back there is a list of all the sellable things and how much they go for. So we can just check this out as well. So cassiterite is worth 2 gold each. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 gold. Copper ore is 3, 16, 19, plus iron ore is 5, so 24. 24 gold from a bit of mining. That's not too bad. So let's get the money first before I forget. 24 gold. So counting this out. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the bag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 24. That brings our total up to 34 gold. So I do also have a little tracker similar to the day tracker. So I'll use that as well just to tally it up. So that's another way of remembering how much we have. So we got 34 gold. Here we go. Try not to get poked with the pins. So that's good. I think, are we going to get a pickaxe? Yeah. So the pickaxe is, if we can see that, pickaxe is worth 20 gold. So I think it's worth doing that. Time does go quickly with the pickaxe though, whereas it goes a lot slower with the, if we got 34, if we just had 6 more gold, maybe we can finish off a bit of a quest and then we can get both. But let's buy a pickaxe here now. Yeah, so we get the chit we had before for the pickaxe. So in the rules, you can have an extra rule where you can only use the pickaxe if you have it equipped, but at the moment I've got it that you can just have it in your satchel and still use it. You don't have to swap it out with the short sword. But there are a few optional rules to make the game more complex or less complex if you want to. Right, so that's that anyway. We can sell the kindling. How much does the kindling go for? Again, I'm just looking it up here. Kindling sells for 3 gold each, so we get 9 gold there. So we should, yeah, so let's, we might have enough. How much gold have we got? 34. Let's get rid of these cassiterite and ore. Let's just do that first. So we sold all these cassiterite, they can go back. Okay, and then the copper ore and iron ore go back. Okay, so yeah, so we did buy, so we now have lost 20 gold. Let's take that out. Probably could have done this before without taking it all out and doing all that first, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so we're minus 10, that means we're minus 20, that means we're on 14 gold. We need 6 more to get the axe, which we do want to get. So I think if we sell, if we sell the kindling, we'll have that money back. So I think we can go along and up to get, I think there's space there to go in there, do that. So we're going to go 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. Don't think there's anything else we want to do there, pretty sure. So that's another half hour gone. Okay. Then we want card 112. So these go back. Find 112. There it is. 113. 113 has the foraging node. We could forage and risk being attacked by a bee swarm. Yeah, we could do. Let's avoid that for now. We want to go north to 68. Let's try to stay focused. 68. There. Okay, we're going to try to. Hopefully, this will be fine. So then we want to go west 67. And then 66. Yeah, following this cliff face down. So let's move ourselves. So we went 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to there. 65, 64. Then what? 117. So 9, 10, 11 goes down, then 117. Well, let's put my money back there. 117. There it is. 118. 123, I think. 122, yeah. Here we go. Got there in the end. So 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So you can't just jump up here because this cliffside comes all the way down. If I were to show you 124. Just quickly, you can see we've got boulders in the way, so you can't just go up from behind the blacksmith. Right, so we're here at the wood shop. Again, what you would do is go to the buildings deck, find the wood shop in it, and then see who's in there, but eventually you'll just remember who's in which place. So I know who's here. Let's find them. It is Gwyneth. Pretty sure, yes. Although she doesn't really have anything for us. We did her quest. And Tam. No, Tam is the farmer. Just trying to remember. Rodrin. You're the man we need. You are the man. Yes, you sell kindling for 5, so half of that is, and then you round up, so you can't have 2.5, it's 3. So we're going to sell all our kindlings. We've got 1, 2, 3 for that, and the logs as well. We've got a walnut log, another walnut log, and a yew log. So we are also going to buy. Is it not from you? Is it from... Where do we buy the axe from? I'm guessing it's going to be from Gwyneth. Wait, who sells the axe? Oh, you sell the axe. I missed it for some reason. 20 gold, that's what we need. So we'll sell these, so we're going to get 9. So you is worth 1, so that's 10 gold there. let's just get rid of the kindling quickly. I say quickly, we're still going to have to find the right bag for it. Where's the kindling? Oh, the kindling's in with the charcoal, that's right. My system is flawed at the moment. Alright, 3 lots of kindling, that's 9. Then we want to get rid of the logs, so we should find the logs. Oak logs, oak planks, iron ingot, there we go, yew logs. So the yew logs are 1, so that makes 10, and then the walnut logs are, let's just double check, I'm pretty sure they're 2. Walnut logs, 2 gold, so that's another 4. So 14 gold is what we would get from that. So 14 on top of what we've got, so that's another 4 on our 4 is 8, and then 110, so we've got 28, so that means we would just have 8 gold after buying the axe, which is what we're going to do. So we just need 8 gold left in here. I think there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The rest goes. Right, we're down to 8 gold. Very little gold, but we do have our pickaxe and axe now again. Let's get the pickaxe. Where's the pickaxe? Oh, there's the axe. We got the pickaxe already. So they go back, and we're back now with our axe and pickaxe, but these do not break. We don't have item durability except for that first instance of these. These are now ours to keep. We keep them in the satchel. They take up 4 spaces, but that's okay. Okay, so that's good. We've got all the things we needed to get. Now we're going to have a look at our quests and see which of the quests we want to do. So we've got 6 on the go. We could do any of them really. What do we have here? We got so we've got to go up to Ghetto past the stables, which is up here. We could do, or we could do. What I could do is I could show you how this works. Well, we end up at night there, which is not great. There's a farm. Let's go. We can find Olwyn. We can find Olwyn actually now from the map. He's down here. So let's just do that one and see what's going on there. So let's move. We can keep these out, and we're going to go down here a little bit. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's do a forage as well. Should we do a forage? It is a bit risky, but we do have plenty of health, so I think we'll be okay. So let's do a foraging. So it's a card-based game, so most things that you interact with come in deck form. You've got a foraging deck here. You always want to give it a shuffle before you start. And then we pick 2. We did not get a bee swarm, that's good. We got black thorns and gnarled roots. So there will be things you don't know what they're for, but everything in the game is used for something. So we'll take these, and we can just put them in the inventory, not in the satchel. So let's find gnarled roots and black thorns in our foraging section. So black thorns, that's good. And we've got gnarled roots. Gnarled roots. So blackthorns, just one of those. And the gnarled roots, one of those. So a lot of stranger ingredients are used for things like poisons later on. But I think it's good to have some things that you don't know what they're there for initially at the beginning. But yeah, I think it's also good to know that everything is used for something. Put those back. Okay, so we're continuing on. We'll put a used node chit there. We'll continue on. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to follow the path. Following paths will always lead to a building, in case you get lost. So there's 5. We've done another half hour. We'll put that on our tracker. Right, Southam here is 168. So we need a different map set. 168. Yes. This is where we started the game. And I'm pretty sure Olwyn was here. So let's just pop down 1 to be 6. And there's a building on here. So the building is on 168. So I'll just show you that. Let's cut across to 68. There it is. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Yes, Olwyn is here. So this is just a small dock house. It says Olwyn there. And there are a couple of things we could steal if we want to, but we're not going to do that right now. I mean, the reason being we lose morality for that. So let's just go to Olwyn. We're trying to find if he's got a T2. So we search through the deck. That's Owen, that's not Olwyn. And Ivan, Gwyneth. Where are you? Yeah, he is. Does he have T? He does have T2. Yeah. Fantastic. So let's see what he says. We'll just get the whole quest out. So we'll put T1 round to the back. And then here we have Olwyn. Let's see what he says. Been gone a while now though. Not much hope in its return now. Have a search if you think you've the eyes for it. Okay, then we're at the bottom. We've got an asterisk telling us what to do. Move east 1 map card and south 1 map card. Then take T3. Okay, so we've got some instructions there. Let's have a look. So we want to go east 1 and south 1. So that means 167. So that's where we started. Oh, we can't go south. Can we go south? What does it say? East? I've got a feeling I should have written west on that, you know. Let's just see if west works. 169. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yeah, it was west. Getting west and east mixed up again. So we want 190. Oh, 190 isn't it? There's 190. Okay. Yeah, that should say west. 7, 8 steps. So we're down there. And then it says take T3. So we read T3. So I'll show you that. So sometimes there'll be instructions on the quests rather than just always talking to someone. So it says you find a thin leather strap. Take quest item T3. So quest item T3 is going to be this thin leather strap. It's something that we can track again. So we go into our quest item deck and look for T3. A lot of What's T3? There it is. Okay, running low on time, but let's just finish this up at least. So quest item T3. Yes, well, again, not particularly exciting, but it does say leather strap. That is what we've got. That's what it looks like. So we've got a leather strap. So that's all it says for T3. We'll put that in our quest items section. So here's again our play map with everything in it. Put that in our quest items so we know it's there. We know we've got something going on there. Okay, we leave T3 on the top because T4 will be someone talking, so we just leave it with T3. We have to see if there was anyone who had a T4 on their character card. So this is something where you could cheat. You could just go through the whole character deck and find someone who's got T4, and then you could sort it out that way. But I don't think that'll be super fun to do. So it's better just to go around and find people. Let's go back to the pub quickly and have a look, see if anyone there knows. So we're going to go 9, 10, 11, 12. We have to sort of go around some bushes there. So let's find 12. Back at the pub. See if anyone at the pub. So who was at the pub again? Can we remember? So Alan, Isabel, John, Lily, and Nut. Okay, they're all together. That does help that they're all back together. Does anyone have T4? So Nud does not have T4. Lily does not have T4. John started the quest. He doesn't carry on the quest. You, Isabel, do not have T4, and Alan does not have T4 either. Okay, so no one in the pub has T4. That is not helpful. We could go to the inn and have a look to see if anyone at the inn has got T4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are a couple of things we can do at the inn actually. Let's put 4 there. So we're going to put the gnarled roots and blackthorns into my inventory. I'll also put the dead leaves in my inventory that I had from before, from foraging. Foraging gives you some strange things. I've got crickets and worms and raw meat. Living things or meat like that, raw meat, can't be stored in the inventory. So anyway, we're at the inn. That was Merwin, Ina, and what was the other guy's name? There's Ina. You don't have any tea. No. Ivan doesn't have tea. Where's Merwin? She's got T7 and T9, T6. T6 but not T4. Okay. Well, so that's a bit of a mystery. So we'd have to do a bit of searching around. Can't remember. We'd have to maybe go back to Gallard and see if he's got any T on him as well, T quest. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're running. We're done with time. Okay. So yeah, this one's been a bit more just moving around, picking up bits of quests. Tomorrow is Thursday, so it's the last one for the week, and I'll try to think of something fun to do. I think, if I remember correctly, there is somewhere where we can go do fishing tomorrow. Let's just have a look. So we go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 back here. I'm pretty sure it's right, very close to the pub. Let's just look at 170 quickly. Pretty sure there's a place there where we can start the quest for fishing, and that'd be a fun one. Yes, so there's a little building on here. I thought it was around here. 170. Let's find the building in the building's deck. 170. Wait. 170. I bet I got this wrong. Yeah, 171. Something happened there with the labelling. It happened with one of the others as well. Must make a note of that. So 170 is the Harbour House. So, the Harbour House. We've got Lewis and Theron here. They just take up 1 card. We've got some more things we could steal from. Tables, drawers, boxes, cabinets. But keep saying that. We're not going to do it right now. Lewis and Theron. Let's see. I'm pretty sure they've got a quest that will start us with fishing. And that will be a good thing to do for tomorrow's stream, I think. Because the fishing minigame is quite fun. I'm a little bit proud of it. It's not super complex, but I just think it's quite fun. Right, Lewis and Theron, let's have a little look at you two. So they've got I1, I4, I6. I'm pretty sure that's one we want. And Q9. They don't have anything to do with T, unfortunately, though, either. So I1. Let's grab that from you guys. What are you selling? Well, they're selling intimidation. Level 20, 25 gold by that. So I1 quest. Let's have a look. So we've got H, was that really long one, which we're not going to start. I. That's quite long. J. Okay. Let's take that. Put H back. So let's have a read of this and then we'll finish the stream. So it says, Lewis and Theron, how do, traveller? Looking for odd jobs? We're busy with some trouble at the prison, but I've had reports of a night poacher on the beach. Do us a favour and talk to this guy at the Old Lamb, would you? He's a known shifty type of person. Would bet money he knows a thing or two about it all. Trouble is, he wouldn't say a word to us. But you, a fellow traveller, now we reckon he'd talk, especially if you wet his lips with a little mead first. There'd be a reward in it for you, of course, for your help in keeping the village safe. Okay, so there's something we can do. So what does it say? Old Lamb. So there's a guy at the Old Lamb who's a bit shifty. So we can see if anyone's got the I quest. I'm putting it in our tracker, which is now rapidly filling up. I need to finish off a few of these quests. We've got 7 on the go at once now. Right, and I'll just pack up to show how that happens again. Again, we'll just have to remember we've used up this node. And then we'll create little piles here. Because going east to west or west to east is sequential. Take those, so that is 72, 73, 74, 75. But it's important to show how to pack away, I think, because it's not very slow. That is to say, it's quite quick, and this is a game that you can sort of play for an hour or so and come back to it later, and it doesn't take ages to pack away or to get everything sorted out, to sort of get things ready at the beginning. Right, so we want 168, so let's get that, and 170. We're on 169, so let's just stay there. We want 172 to 175, yeah. We want any others? 190, let's take that. Then we've got 1 to 150. So we've got 107. Then 112. 117 and 18. 1 to 8. Oh, there's 1 to 2 even as well. Okay, so we just need 64 and up. 64. There we go. Yeah, not too long, but like I said, this is just playing on your own. There's no race to do anything, and if you do have to back away, it doesn't take too long. So we've done 9 steps. We're on that map card, 169. Okay, and we're ready for tomorrow. Hopefully we'll do a bit of fishing, and that'll be another mini game to show, and it should be quite fun. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.